Hi guys, ILene Vick here for Adult Coloring. Today I want to talk about using eye makeup for coloring in backgrounds. In particular, I want to talk about what to do when you get into really small areas, when you have something like this that we need to color, this around here and so forth. Now, the larger areas aren't bad at all, of course, because all we have to do for that is use our finger or use a cotton ball. Now remember, we're talking about eyeshadow here that we're using as the background. So here's my project that I'm working on, and sorry about the glare, of course, but it's the elephant, and in particular it's the book that I've got, Adult Coloring, Stress Relieving Animal Designs. So that's what this is from. So the original drawing had just the elephant, so I, of course, colored that in. But I decided that I wanted to go ahead and add more art to it, so I've added this tree and I've added leaves. So now, of course, I've created the problem of what to do about the small areas. So the first thing that I did, because I was testing out some colors, and this is a good suggestion for people that may be a little bit new to this and are a little afraid of committing to back colors and don't know what they want to do, is I went ahead and made a copy. Now, as you can see, my copy is very light. The elephant is not as dark as it was, so you just have to keep that in mind when you're testing colors and testing procedures. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I decided that I wanted to have the brown background, the blue in the lower part, and I'll be putting purple up here on the final piece. Well, now I've got to get that purple in the leaf, and I've got to get the blue within the leaves. And the other thing I did, just as a sidebar, is I went ahead and added 2 small trees. That was really straightforward to do, is I just drew a dark line with my pencil, and I took some green. I'll go ahead and make another one here. And see, I just made a little smudgy like that. And let me grab my brown pencil. This is for people who maybe have not done this before and want to get an idea. And I just took a brown pencil. Now I'm just doing this really quick. And I just took my brown pencil and went ahead and created the tree. You know, I wiggled a little bit, put my little scrolly on the bottom there, and then I went ahead and popped in some very simple branches. Voila, we've got a tree now. See? Look how cool that is. And of course you can go with different shades of green. Alright, so I'm a little bit off subject here, but hey, I'm already here. I wanted to talk about that. So the question is, how do I get the blue in between the leaves? Well, here's my makeup palette, the eyeshadow, and what I've got, the tools that I've used, or am using, which I thought are kind of clever, is drum roll, la 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 la, brushes. Now let me get these in front of you so I can show you the different sizes. There we go. There is a very small brush. You see if it'll focus. There you go. There is a medium brush. And there is a larger brush. And the first one, for those of you who know about sizes, this little guy, I don't know if you can see this, it's on there, is a size, you can just barely see it. It's right there. It's a size 4. My next one is a size 2. There it is. You can just see it right there. and that's the smallest one. And then this little guy is a size 6. Now, they're flat brushes. The sizes are neither here nor there. It's whatever you're comfortable with. And let me show you real quick where I got this. It's a value pack. With a free brush pouch. Yippee. Got it from Walmart. Acrylics, watercolors, and temperas. It's got the shader, which is a 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, and round brushes, which is a 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Now, again, when you go to Walmart or wherever you get your brushes, you can, of course, pick out the sizes that you want. But I'm going to show you the rest of the batch that came with this. Pretty nifty. All sorts of sizes. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Got all those. As you can see, I really haven't used them. And then, of course, here are my 3 that I'm going to be using for this little pastel project. And as you can see, there's green on them already, so you can see. And there's the different sizes close up for you. Smallest one on the left, medium on the right, biggest one in the center of the ones I'm using. Okay, so here's what we need to do. I'm going to work on my copy at the moment because I'm still finalizing colors. And I'm going to go ahead and work with the blue because that's where my tree is. Now, the trick of this comes in how you scoop up the color from your makeup palette. So, as you can see, I was using the blue. And what I'm doing is I'm just laying it flat and putting it side to side. Now, what happens is you get these little puffs of color that come up. See how I'm kind of pushing that together to the center? You want to use that because if you just blow it away thinking that it's a waste, you're going to waste makeup. So what I do with my brush is I bring all the loose stuff together and then I dab straight up and down to pick up those loose pieces. Don't waste them. All right, so now let's watch what happens when I go ahead and apply it to an area. Look at that. I can be very, very precise where I want to go. Now, the interesting thing is some of that blue has popped over on top of where I don't want the color to be. Let me mush in all the color that I want so I don't waste. Now, I can either pick up that little stray guy and use it in between with the tip of my smallest brush. Look at that. And see all this powder all over? Okay, watch. Gone. Okay? And then if you want, you can go ahead and use your brush to massage in the color where you want it to go. Voila. And you can do it as light and as dark as you want. And then what I would do is you can either take a cotton ball or a tissue and gently push away the excess. And see how close I was able to get to that tree? Take a peek at that. See? Pretty accurate. I could even go closer if I wanted. So, I'm going to go back and do one of these little tighter areas up here. Again, I've got a bunch of little loose stuff. I'm going to brush that back into the palette. Now, some of the colors don't crumble like this and they work better. It just depends on the pigment. So again, I'm pushing it towards the center and then I'm going to go straight up and down, pick up all that stuff in my brush, and go into the area that I want to color. Now, I've got a little more than I need for here, but that's okay. Now again, it looks like I'm getting all over the place here and making a big mess. I truly am not, because wherever I push the color into the paper is where it's going to stay, and then I can gently bring over the stuff that's flying off to the side and use that to continue my coloring. Don't waste it. Don't blow that stuff off. Now watch. I'm going to push the crumblies over to this little area. Voila. So it's a really great way to not waste eye makeup. Again, I've got loose powder all over the place. I'm just going to use my brush to gently push it back where I want it. Probably going to hit up here just so I don't waste it. And again, I know it looks like I'm getting it all over the place, but I truly am not. I push my loose crumblies to the area that I want to color. See, I'm just going back and forth. I can either like poke or scrub. See? When you're done, take your cotton ball, or I usually like to take a paper towel, and you can see where you've gotten it. Now, there are some white spots. So I'm going to go back dipping into my blue, and I'm going to catch that area that's right next to the tree. And now I'm just kind of poking straight up and down so I can hit those white spots. You'll get the hang of it. It really will become second nature. Alright, check out how nice that blue is in that coverage. And that is a pretty tiny area. So I hope that helps. Again, you've got your brushes, your different brush sizes, which I told you what you had. Now, I don't know what to use to clean the makeup off the brushes yet. I haven't gone that far with this. I'll figure it out and post the answer later, excuse me. So, let me pull back on the whole thing again. You can take a peek. And I will use this method also next to the tree, because if you're using a cotton ball, you can use a Q-tip as well. This is so bad, excuse me, because, of course, you can use a Q-tip and there's nothing small there that's going to hinder you. But when you start getting around stuff like I drew in that leaf, and then, of course, when I drew in all these leaves, I created that tight spot. But look how close I was able to get to the edge and how beautiful that looks. So that's it. Let me show you my original again. So this is what I will be working on when I go ahead and do the actual coloring. And I'll be going ahead and adding my brown background, my trees like I did over here. And I think it'll turn into a really great piece. So again, ILene Vick for Adult Coloring. Have fun.